So we have the Pacific Black Diamond here. This bike I really didn't have to do a whole lot of repairs to. Really most of the use was in the shifting and the gears, which was easily replaced. With an upgrade on the derailleur, you have an Altus Shimano back here. Sucker runs like 30 bucks. Not a bad thing to put on there, but it's one of the cheaper Shimano derailleurs you'll find. Original gear set is definitely not a cassette like the thing came with. Right now it's running as a 18 speed with a replaced brand new thumb shifter up here. Now these guys look like an old design at first, but actually these things have a real strength to them, because as opposed to your indexed, any kind of indexed shifter like a grip shifter or rapid fire shifter, they have to be perfectly adjusted in order to be an adjustment and work properly. This one doesn't have any kind of clicking to it. You can actually just put the derailleur wherever you want, and it doesn't have to be perfectly adjusted in terms of cable tension to work properly. So these guys last a real long time. The left grip shifter is still there. That one was working just fine, but the right hand guy was starting to come apart, so I went ahead and replaced it with this brand new guy. Front tire is on the newer side, not brand new. And then we got the rear tire. Didn't need to replace either of those guys. Front suspension is working great. Now what I did do is install a set of thorn resistant inner tubes into both wheels, so you don't have to worry about flats. And from these little guys, the little goat head thorns, which will be just hell if you don't know what they are. The tubes look like this. Really, really, really thick thorn resistant type. And then we put VTEC sealant into this guy. This stuff, which works fantastic at sealing up little goat head holes like these guys. Video's running a little long, but I'm going to show you real quick. Going to take a little sharpened spoke here and puncture the top of this guy. You got air coming out. Put the camera down here so we can just move this hole to the bottom of the wheel, give it a bounce on the ground, and make sure all that liquid sealant drops right to the bottom. And the air has stopped leaking. Now if we roll the tube around to the top here, you can see a little wet spot here. Sealant going to work. It's going to dry up and seal up that hole real quick. You will not have to add air to this tire for the rest of the day. I recommend airing up the tubes at least every 2 days. Every day is ideal. You can put up to 65 psi in these particular tires, as long as you do that, you should have no problem with cut valve stems or anything. If you get a problem with any holes, you just want to give her some air, give the wheel a hard spin, just get that sealant to move around a little bit. It should seal up anything that it doesn't seal up on its own. And the last thing I want to say about this bike is the general quality is pretty good. Originally, this bike was probably stocked for $200 to $300. I don't know how old this thing is, but they change these things all the freaking time, so you can never find a new price on the internet. But you can see, as an example of the quality of the parts on this bike, the machining of the brake is just nice and thick. You can see there's just a good amount of metal there. If we take a look at the really, really cheap type of brake set that Walmart puts on like their $100 brakes, or $100 bikes, excuse me, you can see this is just a stamped piece of metal, just shaped to look like a brake. These things don't work really well. This brake should work much, much better. I think I'm only going to ask $120 cash for something like this. Mostly I'm going just over $100 because of the upgrade on the derailleur. this should last longer, and since it's brand new, work a lot better for you. And the thorn resistant tubes and sealant in there is generally something like a $50 job if you had a shop do it, install all the tubes and parts for you. But I got it already in there, and it should be ready to rock, commute, good rides. I'd say 5, 10, 15 mile, 20 mile rides a few times a week. This will last a little while for you. As a cheaper kind of Walmart bike that it mostly is, I don't really recommend riding it that heavily. You will kill these things pretty quickly. So better for short commutes, 5 mile rides back and forth to work, maybe 2 to 3 mile rides if you're going to be doing it like every single day. And this guy will last for sure. Alright, thank you for watching.